Hello and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming Retro Walkthroughs. This is part 1 of a 100% complete playthrough of the original Final Fantasy played in the latest remastered version, the Pixel Remastered version, with lots of good quality of life additions. This walkthrough is designed for newcomers to the game, and also it will be a 100% trophy walkthrough to get that platinum trophy. To begin the game, you will pick 4 characters for your party, and this will be your party throughout the full game. I will be playing the default party of the Warrior, Thief, White Mage and Black Mage. A good all-around party. You can change classes if you want, but always have at least a White Mage, or you can get away with a Red Mage. Also, the characters are unnamed, and you call them whatever you want. I have called them the names that was given them in the manga adaptation of the game. The 2 classes that I am not picking is the Ninja, the only class to equip nunchucks, can fight barehanded and does not wear heavy armor, and the Red Mage, which can cast white and black magic, but won't be able to cast the highest magic later on in the game. All cutscenes and most of the battles except for first encounters and bosses will be edited to streamline the video as much as I can. A quick explanation of the menu you will be frequently using. The item menu, anything you can use in the overworld and dungeons can be accessed through items. For example, using potions to heal you or an antidote to cure yourself of poison. Magic, here you can view and use certain magic in the overworld and dungeons. Equip, here you can equip any weapons and armor you have bought or found. Status, here you can view your stats on each of your party member. It might seem complicated, but Final Fantasy is a basic RPG, so all you really need to do is level up to get as strong as possible. Every time you level up, some of your stats will level up. The stats depending on your class role. HP is how much health your character has. Max HP is 999. Strength, this is how strong your attacks are. Agility, when this goes up, it affects your accuracy and evasion stats. Intelligence, this makes your magic stronger and able to use more. Stamina affects how much HP you get, and if you are the monk class, it affects when wearing no armor, how much defense you get. Luck affects the chances of you fleeing battle and getting healed extra when getting healed. Attack determines how strong your attacks are. Accuracy, this determines how much hits of your weapon does. The higher the accuracy, the more attacks you do. Evasion, this affects how well your character can dodge attacks so you don't get damage. There is a hidden stat, and that's magic defense, and this affects how much damage you take when getting attacked from magic. Order, unlike future Final Fantasy games, where you can go in the front or back row, this just allows you to choose positioning of your 4 characters and doesn't affect this game at all. Configuration, this is a bunch of options that you can play around with. I have not touched anything and playing everything on the default configuration. Then you got quick save, which you can do anytime in the game, and then when you load the game back up you can access your quick save file. Then you got save and load, you can only save properly on the overworld map. Begin by going up to the castle and then heading right up to the top. Talk to the guard and then talk to the king to get your first quest to rescue his daughter, and then head out and walk left and right outside the castle and town to participate in a few battles to level up. All battles in Final Fantasy is random battles. In the overworld and in dungeons, you'll get attacked randomly. The Pixel Remastered version has options to turn off random battles, but I wouldn't recommend it, as you will need to participate in every battle to get stronger. The Goblin is the weakest enemy in the game and only needs physical attacks. Battles in this game is turn-based, and you and the enemy takes it in turns to attack each other. You have a few options available to you. Attack, to attack the enemy with your weapon. Magic, for your magic users. You can defend if you don't want to attack, and it allows you to have extra defense. And flee, only use this if you're on the verge of defeat or you know the enemy is too strong, as you want to defeat every enemy you come across. Also, you can use items when you have them. At the end of every battle you'll get experience points in Gil. Gil is your currency, and you use that to buy essentials from towns. A handy feature in the Pixel Remaster version is you can do auto battle. Now always remember, auto battle only copies your character's last moves, even in previous battles. For example, if all your characters all used attack, then that's what auto battle will do. If your Black Mage casts a fire spell, then that's what auto battle will do on the next turn. Once you get enough experience to level up, you will see what stats your characters will level up, and then once you are level 2, go to Cornelia Town to buy some upgrades. The first thing you can do in town is visit the inn. When you are battling, you are more than likely lose some HP and later on some spells. Pay money to stay at the inn and all your HP and spells will go to the max amount. Inns can't revive any party members that has reached 0. If you want some more in-depth explanation of some of the aspects of the game, go into the inn and speak to the wizards in purple. Head up and visit the shops to buy some upgrades. The first shop is the weapon shop, and buy any weapons you need for your characters. Have a look at all 4 weapons before you buy, and buy the best for your characters. If the weapon has lower stats, it will be signified by a red arrow. If it's the same, it will be a tick symbol, and if it's better, it will be a green arrow. I bought 2 rapiers for the warrior and thief, and the hammer for the white mage. The next shop is the armor shop, and I bought a leather armor for the thief and a chainmail for the warrior. Up the top is the magic shops. You got the white magic shop, which has spells for the white and red mage, and the black magic shop, which has spells for the black and red mage. By these 3 spells, you can only hold 3 level 1 spells. Cure spell, this will heal your characters in battle and out of battle as well. Dire, which casts magic that will damage any undead enemies, and Protect, which will add defense to a party member. The other spell raises the evasion of a party member. Go to the black magic shop and buy the fire and thunder spells, offensive spells that are very handy to use. The other 2 spells, sleep, which can cause enemies to sleep, and focus, which gives a party member more evasion. Don't think I really used either spell, so I bought sleep. The way magic works in this game is you can only cast spells a limited amount. You start with 3 castings, and the more you level up, the more castings you can do. Unless stated to equip a specific weapon or armor, use optimal to put the best weapon and armor on your party members. The final shop that can be found in towns is the item shops, and when you get more money, buy potions and antidotes, as some enemies in the first dungeon can poison your character. The final thing you can do in most towns, and it does not show up in the minimap, is churches. Look for a building with a pointed triangle roof in the middle, and if any of your party members have been knocked out and is on 0 HP, visiting a church will revive them to 1 HP, and if you have all 4 party members get knocked out, you will get a game over. My recommendation for leveling up is to level up to level 3 outside of Cornelia, and then go to the top left of the Chaos Shrine, and level up to level 5 outside the shrine, and this will make your first dungeon an easier experience and helping filling up the bestiary for the various trophies. The wolf is another weak enemy that only needs physical attacks. Skeletons are again another weak enemy. Like the majority of undead enemies in the game, these are weak against the dire and fire spells. Here you will see your first reskinned enemy of a previous enemy, and they are usually stronger with more defense and sometimes have different abilities, but like most goblins, these are still weak. These enemies hit a lot harder than most enemies, also these are rare to the region. They also turn up in the Bravaka region more frequently. Personally, when going for the bestiary, I would prefer to get as much enemies that can turn up in the region, but sometimes some are rare enemies and could take a lot of battles before they appear, and these same enemies turn up more common in other regions, but I will point out both and it will be down to you where you battle them. Also, some enemies will drop items and even weapons and armor, and some are common drops and some are rare drops. The final enemy outside the Chaos Dungeon you can get is the Gygus Worm, the strongest enemy you have fought so far with a high defense. Once you are leveled up and found all the enemies so far, it's time to enter your first dungeon, the Chaos Shrine. Very basic and simple dungeon with 3 chests to find, in the bottom left and top left corners. I put the leather cap on the white mage. Once you have got the 3 chests, return to the entrance of the shrine and enter the door up to fight the first boss. Here we have a formation of different enemies, and some enemies will be a priority. Always make sure you take out enemies that give you any status effects, or you know is the most powerful enemy in the group. Usually I have my warrior and thief target the priority targets, and the magic users take out the weakest enemies. Warg wolves are slightly stronger than normal wolves. Werewolves are a priority target. They have auto regen, which means they recover some HP at the end of every turn, and they can poison your characters. If your character is poisoned, he will lose HP every end of turn and lose HP walking around out of battle. Use Antidote or you will get a white mage spell later on. Ghouls are a priority target. They are weak but can cause paralysis on a party member. Characters under paralysis cannot take a turn, and it's random when paralysis stops. Ghouls are undead creatures. Zombies are less of a threat than ghouls and are undead creatures. The final enemy outside the Chaos Dungeon you get is the Gygus Worm. Zombies are less of a threat than ghouls and are undead creatures. Black Widows are very weak enemies. You might have noticed when going into battle that there's two conditions that can happen to your party. You can get a preemptive strike, which means all your party members can get an attack before the turn-based battle begins, or you can get ambushed, which means the enemy will get an attack before the turn-based battle begins. Before you enter the door, make sure you're all healed up or go back to Cornelia to heal up and come back. The first boss, as it's the beginning of the game, is very easy, especially if you're leveled up. I was level 7 when facing Garland. Use your physical attackers to attack, and if you need healing, use the white mage and cast either fire or thunder from your black mage. After the battle, you will be transported to Castle Cornelia, and after the cutscenes, leave to go to the overworld, and the bridge will be built for you to access the next area, and that ends part 1 of the walkthrough. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more complete retro walkthroughs plus achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.